But you said in the police report I'm reading, you said that you didn't want her anymore. So I don't understand this. I don't understand someone repeatedly slapping a 5-year-old for not eating. So what do you think that did to her day? I'm sorry? I mean, what did that do to her day? So she's at a restaurant, probably a restaurant that she did not choose to go to, and you're slapping her, according to you, because she won't eat food.
This is where the courtroom shifts from facts to impact. The judge isn't just asking what happened, she's forcing the defendant to confront what it felt like for that child. And legally, that matters. Injury to a child cases don't just hinge on physical harm, they consider emotional trauma too. Think about it, a public place, strangers watching, and your own parents saying they don't want you anymore? That's not just discipline, that's psychological damage. And right now, the judge is making sure that lands.
And then you're pushing the stroller. I'm assuming you're pushing it angrily, because then the people at the restaurant said you told her and told everybody you didn't want her anymore.
Your Honor, if I may, this event occurred in the Zane
22 CR 7879, State of Texas versus Linnea Ray. You understand you're charged with the offense of injury to a child as a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? In States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
we are wait, please,
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
Clerk, I would note that she has completed the anger management within the jail. She'll get her certificate next week, and there is a CPS plan. No, excuse me.
Yes.
And there is a CPS plan in effect.
All right, how old is this child?
My daughter just turned 5 this year.
All right, so why would you be hitting your child because she doesn't want to eat?
I'm lost control.
But you said in the police report I'm reading, you said that you didn't want her anymore. So I don't understand this. I don't understand someone repeatedly slapping a 5-year-old for not eating. So what do you think that did to her day? I'm sorry? I mean, what did that do to her day? So she's at a restaurant, probably a restaurant that she did not choose to go to, and you're slapping her, according to you, because she won't eat food. And then you're pushing the stroller. I'm assuming you're pushing it angrily, because then the people at the restaurant said you told her.
Notice what's happening here. This isn't just repetition, it's pressure. The judge is circling back, locking the story in place, testing consistency. In legal terms, this is about credibility. If the defendant's words don't line up with the report or witness statements, that weakens her position fast. And here's the real tension. Is this a misunderstanding, or is the truth starting to crack through under pressure?
And told everybody you didn't want her anymore.
Your Honor, if I may, this event occurred in the Zane area of the Havensville.
Yeah.
It's not in it.
Well, that's even worse. Because one, you now have a child who's staying at Haven for Hope. And I don't think she bought into, hey, let me be born to this mother where I'm placed at Haven for Hope. So where is the child now?
My son's grandparents.
And you say your son's grandparents. I mean, how are they related to her?
They're not.
So now she's with people she doesn't even know, who doesn't really have, well, they really don't have a biological connection to her.
They know her. They spend time with her.
Yeah. And you don't know how they're treating her, though?
No, they take care of all of my children.
Because you're not?
No, because they love them. as their grandchildren, even my two that aren't biologically related.
And what is Child Protective Services doing?
I agreed to allow her to stay there till I successfully complete my program.
Yeah, I'm not going to order. I know outside the agreement it's no harm for interest contact, but I'm not going to allow you to have contact with her until you go through some type of therapy. It takes a lot for a parent to have birthed a child in the world, right? Or either for a father to have a child to, in public, in front of everybody, hit that child several times and then say, you don't want them anymore. I can't even imagine how she feels with you telling her that. Do you know what that did to her confidence? And do you know how that made her feel? Because on the planet, everybody is hoping that their mom or their dad loves them more than everybody else. Everybody is hoping that as a child, you can always run to your mom for protection. And instead of doing that, you hit her in front of everybody. And guess what? Do you know what embarrassment that probably caused her? And what it caused her because she realizes that maybe her mom don't love her. And then you're saying you don't want her anymore. And I'm not trying to be mean to you, but you need to realize what you did and how that affected her. Because now her confidence is probably less than zero. Now she probably thinks her mom doesn't love her. And the embarrassment of it all in front of everybody. And I'm sure there were other children probably there too. And who knows what they probably said to her afterwards, maybe, ha ha, your mom doesn't love you. So she's already dealing with the fact that she doesn't have a mom who can have her in a home or an apartment, but has her at Haven for Hope. And she's dealing with all of that. And who knows what she's dealing with at school, because children can be cruel. And people say children are cruel because they don't know any better. It's because their parents don't teach them any better. So she's at school, and I'm sure they probably know she's staying at Haven for Hope. And then she has all of this other stuff that she's dealing with. And she doesn't have her own little private space where she can go and just decompress. Instead, she's having to deal with you, and you're putting your adult problems on her. I am not going to allow her to have contact with this child until she goes through some kind of therapy, and the child goes through therapy to see, does she want to be with mom? Does she trust mom to take care of her and not injure her? So that's what I'm doing. So knowing that, do you all still want to continue with the agreement? All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years in prison, suspended and probated for 6 years. There's a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with minors. There's to be no contact with Sky Ray. And counsel, you can approach after she's completed therapy and after the child has had some therapy. You can always approach and ask me to lift the no contact order. But for now, there's to be no contact.
Understand.
This is the turning point, and it's bigger than punishment. The judge is shifting from penalty to protection. Legally, she's prioritizing the child's safety and psychological recovery over immediate reunification. And here's the powerful part. The child now gets a voice in the process through therapy. That's rare, and it shows how serious the court views the damage here. So ask yourself, is justice about giving the parent another chance or making sure the child never relives this moment again?
There's 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. There's to be parenting classes with Triple T. Of course, this Child Protective Services is giving her parenting classes. The court will accept that. I don't want any overlapping of services. So why are you at Haven for Hope?
Your Honor, if I may, one question.
Yes.
Parenting classes may involve some supervised visitation between her and the child. But you preventing
She will have to approach the court. And when you approach the court on that, the CPS worker needs to be here and also the child's attorney.
Understand.
All right. So why were you at Haven for Hope?
I lived in my apartment for 7 years. The caseworker that had my file, she quit. So everybody that was on her desk got delayed. So my two options was to renew my lease for a couple of months and then have a broken lease once my new voucher came in. I only needed to wait 30 days until my new voucher came in. I already did all the paperwork, everything was done. I was just staying at Haven for Hope until my voucher kicked in. I found an apartment within the first week. It was a brand new apartment, a 2-bedroom. I was just waiting for my voucher to come in.
All right. So why are you not working?
I get SSI,
For what?
mental health.
All right. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI
I have those documents.
within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. CPS compliance. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want field visits probation. Sorry, it's going to be 4 times per month, and they need to go into the home and make sure that there are no minors in the home. And we're going to do random UAs. And those field visits and random UAs will be until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Oh, I'm sorry, anger management classes. And make sure that's intensive. And she's going to have to do anger management classes other than what she's been given at the jail. Probation, is there anything else she needs? All right. Ms. Ray, is there anything else you need from the court? I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you cannot raise your children, if you cannot be patient with them, then you need not raise them. Someone else needs to do that. Do you understand? All right, thank you.